Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be grooming this Bichon Frise. She's such a cutie. She's already been washed and blow dried, and I'm going to be clipping her hair short for easy maintenance. Now she does have some matting under her hair in certain areas that I'll be going shorter in. So right now I am using the blade 3. It's a 3F, I call it, or a 3 3/4 FC. It leaves 13 millimeters of hair or a ½ inch left of hair. It's a nice blade, a nice length. It's not too short and not too long. So basically I'm just going to give her an all over clip with this blade, and I will use a shorter blade to go shorter if I need to, if I come across any matting. The 3F blade is going through really nice. I do come across some matting and I will have to switch blades to go shorter. You can usually feel it with the clipper. You know, if the clipper doesn't go through and you gotta keep on pushing, you know that it's not going to go through. So don't keep on trying. If you're going to try this, just stop and switch blades and go to a shorter blade until you can get the coat off. It has to get underneath the mats, so you have to use a shorter blade. And here you can see the clipper getting stuck. It's not going to go through, so I stop, and I'm going to get that later. And yeah, she does have some knots there as well. So what I do with my clippers and my blades, if the hair doesn't go through, I get the next size down. If that doesn't work, and then I just keep going shorter and shorter and shorter. Instead of grabbing a shorter blade, I just try, you know, each one level down to see which one will go through, just to make the coat more uniform. But sometimes you're just going to have to use the shortest blade that there is, just to get off the mats, and then you can just blend the rest in. In this area, it was a little bit more matted than the rest of the coat, and here I start getting into trouble where the blade won't go through. As you can see right here. So I just try and get off what I can with the larger blade. Here I'm still using the same blade. I just left those other areas. I'm just getting off what I can with the same blade. It's no use switching the blades back and forth. I like to use one blade first and then use the next blade and the next blade, like shorter and shorter. So this is still the same blade that I was using in the very beginning, the 3F. I have sped up the video so it looks like I'm going faster, but I'm actually not, just to get through the video as it's very long. And here I'm just having a little bit of trouble getting through with the 3F, but still I want to get off what I can before I switch blades. Yeah, she's got a lot of matting behind here. And here I did switch the blade. I believe it's a 4F blade. It's just one size down. It takes off, or it leaves 9.5 millimeter of coat, or 3/8 of an inch. It's still a little bit, you know, a longer blade. It's not, you know, a complete shave down, but is not really working, so I did have to switch it to a 5F, which is the next size down. It leaves 6.3 millimeters or 1/4 of an inch of coat on, and it looks like it's going through the coat, but there's some areas I know that I'm gonna have to use even a shorter blade, like here under the armpit. Yeah, it's not really going through. But this is the 5F. This is a nice blade too for a nice clip in the warmer months. A 5F is nice. This dog wears a coat and it's winter time now, so I find the dogs that wear coats, they always get matted in this area. So it always has to be short, like all around where the coat is wearing. It just gets matted because the coat, you know, from the friction of the coat rubbing on its fur. I'll try under the groin again. Hopefully it comes off. So I'm wearing a camera. Actually, it's around my neck. So you're seeing what I see. Well, my eyes are a little bit higher, but you know, basically I want to get you a good view, and it's easier for me so I don't have to move my camera around when it's on the tripod. So this is basically, I'm wearing it around my neck. So I hope you enjoy these videos. I made a previous video before this one, if you want to go check that out. So I've switched blades again. I am now using the 7F C blade. It leaves 3.2 millimeters, leaves 1/8 of an inch. This is a short blade that most dogs, you know, are shaved with, is a 7F, especially in the warmer months. It's just basically what I call a shave down. It's leaves the coat pretty short. So I'm just getting through those mats there that I couldn't get off with the other blades. Sometimes I just kind of skim over the mats just so I can kind of brush it out a bit just to make it more uniform with the longer blade. In here I'm just clipping around the lips. Now I'm going to work on the head here, and I like to clean all those hairs up that go in the mouth. You see all those? Just cut along the mouth line there. Anything that goes into the mouth, I like to get that off. It looks cleaner and neater, and the dog, you know, they won't get it, you know, stuck in their mouth. And, you know, dogs keep licking their lips. It's because there's hair in there. And the hair can get wrapped around the teeth, which can make, you know, an infection in there. So it's best to keep this area clean. And when they smile or they pant, it looks much cleaner. So sometimes it's good when the dogs are panting. You can see if there's any hairs that are sticking in the mouth. And I always just cut them off. And sometimes you'll just keep seeing hairs and hairs. You got to comb and comb and comb, and just to get everything off. There's a lot of scissors that I recommend that are on my Amazon store. You can go check it out. The links will be down in the below, and I'll put the clippers in there and the blades that I used in this video. And so if you want to, you know, buy anything, you can buy anything from the links, and I'll get a small commission, which helps me make videos like this one. And here I like to clean up in front of the ear in the hole, around the ear hole. I'm pulling the ear forward toward the nose. Just getting all that coat that's behind the ear. And there's a little mat here that I'm just going to cut out. I don't like to comb out mats too much. It just hurts. It's very painful. So I like to just cut them out and blend away. Can't really see behind the ear anyways. She's got a lot of hair. It grows fast. So lots of combing, lots of combing, lots of combing. I'm going to do the face, I'm going to do the ear, the top knot. Look at all this hair, so much hair. So now I'm just going to comb, do lots of combing and combing and combing to get the head right and get it round. She had a lot of coat, so I just keep combing and clipping, and what I do is just take the bulk of it off first. I take the bulk and I just keep like refining my shape, just clip round and round and round. And here I'm just kind of not really doing no particular order. I kind of go back and forth to the nose, to the head, but that's just, you know, what I do. I'm always combing that hair. See how I comb it forward and just cut that off. I don't want no hair like in front of the nose. You just want to comb it all forward and then just trim that. She's looking better already. Lots of more combing. Now her ear set I see is not really even, so it's hard for me to get her ears, you know, perfect, or her top knot, because she moves her ears around, and I believe one ear is higher than the other, so sometimes it's very hard to do when you're making a round head. You know, one time it'll look nice and round, and then she'll hear a noise, lift her ears up, and it'll look all crooked again. So it's really kind of hard sometimes when they don't have a even ear set. Here, see, I found more hair that's going into the mouth. Just get rid of all that. Just keep combing and checking. You can comb forever and you'll still find hair. It's a never-ending battle. But you gotta stop somewhere. Now here what I do is I comb those little hairs that are just above the nose that sometimes fall over the nose. I like to keep that nice and clean. I comb it up and just trim those little hairs that stick over the nose. A little bit of fast motion here, still working on the head, just going round and round, combing, combing, combing. Looks like I gotta get more off that right side there. And yeah, right there, right there. Now I find the end of the ear and I'm just going to trim the bottoms of the ear here. It's kind of like in a semicircle. Make sure both ears are even. Now, like I was saying about the cartilage, I think this ear, you know, raises up higher than the other ear. So sometimes your ears, they look crooked, but you know, I do my best. So sometimes I get her to hold her ears up by, you know, whistling to her or something to see what they look like when they're standing up. And then I can get them even that way. But when she puts them down, they won't be as even. But I just keep, you know, trimming away, and hopefully they'll look even at the end. So I'm just taking off the bulk of the ears. Now these dogs' ears are left a little bit longer than usual. Most Bichons have their ears, you know, blended right into their head, but the owner likes her ears a little bit longer than normal. And she's not a show dog anyways. Usually they have a lot of hair on their head and the ears blend in, but her hair's shorter. And yeah, so I just kind of do the ears in a pet clip. Now I'm just going to trim around the feet. Just make them round, tidy them up. Now she got a lot of thick hair on her tail. There's a little bit of matting here, so I just work at it gently, not to hurt her. This is a very sensitive area. They have a gland there, so you have to be careful you don't scrape the skin or pull too hard. It might look like I'm doing it hard, but I'm not, honestly. I just keep doing little short strokes. I know I'm quick, but that's how I work, and it's easier for the dog than taking your time. If you pull long, slow pulls, it's going to hurt, right? You just do quick, short pulls. And here I'm just trimming around her rectum just to keep it clean, make sure there's no hairs hanging down. And I'm going to trim her tail. The owner likes it trimmed. I just trim the end, and I keep combing, make sure it's all combed through. Then just comb it all down. Just take all those wispy edges off. It looks thinner. You can see all the thin pieces. I'm just going to cut those off. And trim the end again. Now I have one more foot to trim around, but as she turned around, I just, comb some areas and trim some hairs that are sticking up that I see before I get to her back foot. Here I'm combing some hair, and I just trim around this foot. I'm checking for any hairs that are hanging down. And now what I'm doing is I'm reclipping her. I'm going over her body, her legs, and all over, just to reclip her to make sure that she's even all over and get rid of those lines. I'm using the 3F again. This way I can blend all the other areas in. So I sped up the video here just to go through it quicker. So I'm basically just clipping her all over. And you can see her coat is getting more smoother. There's a few lines there that I'm gonna get out just by brushing and fluffing and going over it again. Her hair looks like cotton. And here I just go over the head again. I keep combing and checking and using the scissors and just clipping anywhere that I missed, any stick ups. Just combing in every which angle, frontwards, sideways, backwards. And here's a little piece that I missed. Making sure the ears are even. And trim by the eyes. Keep combing, look for any hairs in the mouth or anything. Make sure that's even. It looks like it's uneven right here, but I think it's just the angle of the camera. The right side there needs some more off, but I think it's just the angle. I'm still using my straight shears. And here's my curved shears. These ones I love to use. I use them, you know, at the end. Sometimes I use them the whole time I was trimming the head, but this time I decided to use my straights and then my curves. And the curves will make the head, you know, more round. It'll help you achieve a more rounded head than the straight shears. So she's pretty much done. I just go over her again and, you know, check for any hairs that are sticking out. So if you want to see any more videos like this one, you can make sure to subscribe so you won't miss any of my videos. Hit the bell notifications, and you can click on any one of these end screens to see more videos. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.